the ground shake.
So, hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gummy, and today we are here with another statue tutorial. Today we are doing Lui Calibre, the updated version, again in continuation of the Vanoss and Friends statue tutorials. So, the blocks you're going to need to build this are the following. You'll need black wool, light grey wool, oak planks, red wool, cyan stained clay, block of quartz, oak wood, brown wool, white wool, and spruce wood. Now you can grab yourself some brown carpet if you want to. It looks really good on top of the statue, on the top of the actual head, but I'll talk about that later on in the video. But anyways, also you can grab a map if you're on console, again very useful, and I'll explain further on about why that is cool. If you're on PC, don't worry about it, just press F3. So anyways, what we're going to start off by doing is of course the legs. The legs are 12 tall and 8 wide. And they're going to start off, so find a nice empty area, by placing 8 black wool. So that's 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 black wool. Now this is a very easy statue tutorial to do, so it shouldn't take too long. But again, please feel free to pause whenever you want to. So the second layer is 8 light grey wool. And on top of that, we're going to do 10 layers of 8 black wool. So it's as simple as that. So this is the second layer, the third, fourth, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and finally our 10th layer of black wool. And once you've done that, it should look something like this, and as you can see, it is 12 tall and 8 wide. Now this is where the map comes in handy. So if you come to the floor level, you'll see here the Y coordinate on your map. If you go up, it goes up. If you go down, it goes down. Now my Y coordinate on floor level is Y5. Yours may be different, so definitely take that into consideration. Definitely check your own Y coordinate. Again, if you're on PC, press F3 to get this information. So what we're going to do is go up to the top here, and if you've done it correctly, it should be 12 blocks off of floor level. In this case is Y17, which is again 12 off of floor level. So again, if yours is say like Y8 or something on floor, then it should be Y20. You get the idea, I hope, but it's an easy way to prove that it's 12 tall. And it also means you don't have to count, and this is more important when you get higher up on the statue, like the body, the top of the body, and the top of the head, because then we're talking like 24 and 32, and you have to count each time, and that gets kind of repetitive and kind of long. But anyways, with that said, that is the legs complete, or at least the front of the legs complete. We're now going to move on to the body. So for the body, what we're going to go ahead and do is place 1 light grey wool on either side right there, and then to the left of it we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 using oak planks, and we're going to do the exact same on the right side. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 oak planks on the left, 4 oak planks on the right. That marks out essentially where the hands start and where the arms begin, and then we'll come back later on and finish them off. For now, we're just going to leave it at this and continue with the body. So what we're going to do is on top of this light grey wool here, we're going to build up 11. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And same on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If you've done it correctly, they should come up to the same height as you can see here. Next, what we're going to do is start making it into like a V-neck kind of shape. So what we're going to do is from the top of here, we're going to go down diagonal once and twice to the right. And on the right side, we go down once and twice to the left. Now there should be a 2-block gap in the middle. We're going to fill this 2-block gap using 2 quartz blocks, and on top of that we're going to place a 2x2 of quartz, and that's his little tie which he has on his suit. And then the top parts here is going to be red wool, this part here is going to be light grey wool. So as I said, right now it should be 12 tall, and this part here is 8 wide. We're going to go ahead and fill this lower section all in using our light grey wool. Again, this is going to be like his waistcoat, and is going to be solid light grey wool. So you just go ahead and fill it all in inside the lines. Don't go outside the lines we just placed, but of course it's really easy. Just go up layer by layer, filling it all in, and it will create an area which looks like this. So that will leave 2 sections empty, 1 on each side, 3 blocks on the left, 3 blocks on the right, and we're going to go ahead and fill that in using red wool. So 3 on the left, 3 on the right, and that will fill it all in. Now you could, if you really wanted to, go ahead and make the tie 3D, but again, I'm not sure how it would really look. I've only really experimented with it 2D, but let's in fact experiment with that now. So if you build it 3D, it will look like this. So again, it's up to you if you want to do that. Personally, I prefer it with it being 2D. So, 3 things we're going to change about this before we move on. We're going to add some buttons, 3 buttons to be precise. So, we're going to come to the bottom left corner of this quartz tie here, and we're going to go down 2 blocks, so 1 and 2. And on this block, we're going to punch out and replace with cyan stained clay. From here, we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, punch out, replace with cyan stained clay, and from here, again, 1, 2, 3, punch out, replace with cyan stained clay. There should be a 1 block gap underneath, which is, of course, going to be our light grey wall. So, as you can see here, there is a 2 block gap in between each one, and they are located on the 4th block of each row. So, if you want to pause here, this is what it looks like so far, and what we're going to do now is move on to the arms. Again, just for, I guess, double checking, as you can see here, it's Y29, which is 24 blocks off the floor, which is what we want. So, anyways, moving on to the left arm now, we're going to come to this part we built earlier, and if you haven't built this for whatever reason, it's on the 13th layer of the build, and extends 4 blocks out to the left using our oak planks. The second layer is the exact same, so 4 oak planks, and on top of this we're going to place 4 layers of 4 red wool. So, the arms itself are 12 tall, 4 wide, so each layer is, of course, 4 blocks. So far we've got 6 layers. The 7th layer is 4 black wool, and then the final 5 layers is 4 red wool. So we bring it all the way up to the top, and it will come to the same height. As you can see, it will look like this. So again, to go over that one last time, each layer is 4 wide. The first 2 layers is oak planks. We then have 4 layers of red wool, a layer of black wool, and then 5 layers of red wool. Now the other arm is the exact same. So if you want to skip ahead and do that yourself, then you're more than welcome to do so. However, I'm going to go over it nevertheless. So again, on the right side you come to the 13th layer, and if you have already got it here then great. If you haven't, 13th layer, first layer of this light grey wool here, go 4 to the right, got 4 oak planks, on top of that place 4 more. We then have 4 layers of red wool, so a 4x4 square of red wool, a layer of 4 black wool, and then 5 layers of red wool, and that again will bring you up to the top, and that is the front of the statue complete. So, let me get rid of my arm. We're going to do a little quick pause, and if you want to pause and catch up, then that's great. If not, again, skip ahead in the video. So this is what the front of the statue should be looking like so far. It's very, very simple, and I hope you're enjoying it so far. But as you can tell, it's a bit flat, and that's what we're going to work on now, is making it 3D. So what we're going to do now is come around to the left side of the leg, the bottom left corner, and we're going to expand it backwards 1, 2, 3 using black wool. Now the side of the leg is 12 tall, 4 wide, however, this row here is the 4th block, so we're only placing 3 blocks on each row. So again, the first layer is 3 black wool. Working from left to right, the second layer is 1 black wool, 2 black wool, 1 light grey. And then the remaining 10 layers is simply 3 black wool. So it's all black wool, apart from that lowest point there, which is, of course, light grey. Now you could use white wool for that strip down there, and I'll show you later on what it looks like if you do. But right now, this is what it should look like, and that is a 12x4. So the good news is that the other side is the exact same. So if we come around to the right side now, what we're going to do is expand 1, 2, 3 backwards using black wool. Again, it will look like an L shape. This is the 4th row. We're placing 3 blocks on each row, and there's 12 in total. So the second row is 1 light grey, 2 black wool, and the remaining 10 rows, or 10 layers should I say, is simply just black wool. It's as easy as that. Very, very simple build to do. And that is the right side of the leg. Again, from like an angle, that's what it looks like. And then from the left angle, that's what it looks like. So, as I was mentioning just a second ago, you can use white wool for this strip, and it kind of makes it stand out a bit more. So I'll show you what it looks like with white wool if you want to do that. Again, you're more than welcome to use whichever one you want, but I'm just giving you like a bit of variety so you can choose whichever you want, and then go with that. So personally, I think I like that better. I'm going to keep it like that. But yeah, now what we're going to do is move on to the side of the arms. And for that, what we're going to do is come around to the rear of the statue. So starting off, what we're going to do is expand it backwards so we have a platform to work on. So we're going to come to the bottom of these oak planks here, and we're going to expand 1, 2, 3 all the way back using our oak planks. Now if you come below, you'll notice it's a 4x4 square of oak planks right there. And if we go over to the other side and do the exact same 1, 2, 3 all the way across and make another 4x4 square of oak planks. So essentially that's the base of the hands, the underneath part. If you come around to the side now of the left arm, you should be presented again with like a backwards L shape. And again, this is 12 by 4. However, this is the 4th block, only placing 3 blocks in each row. I want to keep on pointing that out because I really don't want to see any arms that are like 5 wide. So that's why I keep on saying that. So anyways, the first layer, as you can see here, is oak planks, and same with the second layer. Now, it's very, very simple because it's just a case of matching up with whatever is at the side. So next 4 layers is red wool. Then we have a row of black wool, and then 5 layers of red wool, and that will bring us up to the top, and that is the side of the arm complete. Again, 12 by 4. So heading on round to the right side now, again, same applies. First layer is oak planks, same with the second. We have 4 layers of red wool, a layer of black wool, and then 5 layers of red wool. That will bring you up to the top, and again that is a 12 by 4. So very, very simple stuff. That's what it looks like from the side angle, just in case anyone wants to pause. So what we're going to do now, seeing as we have the sides done, is head around to the rear of the statue. As you can notice, there is a big empty area, which is what we're going to work on in filling in now. Now, the back of the statue is probably the easiest part, and it's probably one of the easiest statues we're going to do on the channel, so it should only take literally like 2 minutes. So, the back of the leg, starting off, is 12 tall, 8 wide, and it's solid black wool. So we've got a row here and a row here, that equals 2. We're only placing 6 blocks in each row. However, all we're going to do is just build up 12, all the way across using black wool. So just build up to the same height as this black wool here, and you'll be fine. And just do it all the way across until you hit the other side. As you can see here, I'm just building across up 12. And again, if you want to verify, use your F3 or your map to verify it's 12. As you can see here, it's 17, which is 12 blocks off a floor level. So, it's as simple as that. That's a 12 by 8 of black wool. So what we're going to do for the body now is, again, very, very simple. We're going to build up on top of this black wool a 12 by 8 of light grey wool. So we just, again, build up 12 blocks all the way across, and the easy way to make sure you've done it correctly is you build across from the front side, link it up, and if it links up perfectly like this, then you know it's correct. So just build all the way across, keep going, and it will give you a 12 by 8 of light grey wool. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is, in fact, punch out 4 blocks, and that will be the small bit of detail we're going to be adding, but the rest of it is very, very simple. Again, just connect the front side to the rear side by building across using your light grey wool, and you'll be presented with something that looks like this. So what we're going to do is go to the top left corner, and we're going to leave not 1, but 2 blocks, and then punch out the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th block. So we're punching out 4 blocks, and we're going to replace this with red wool. And that's, again, kind of like the part where the waistcoat meets the shirt, because, of course, the shirt is the red part, and the waistcoat is the light grey. So, with that said, that is the back of the body complete, and the back of the legs. Again, 24 tall, 8 wide. What we're going to do now is the back of the arms. So, again, the back of the arms, very, very simple, just matching up with everything else. So, starting on this one here, we have, again, L shape, 12 tall, 4 wide. First layer and second layer are both oak planks. The next 4 layers is red wool. We then have a layer of black wool, and then 5 layers of red wool. And again, that will bring you up to the same height as the top of the build. And then what you're going to go ahead and do is fill in this whole shoulder area here with red wool, and it will look like this. Now, same applies for this side. The first 2 layers is oak planks, 4 layers of red wool, a layer of black wool, and then 5 layers of red wool will bring you up to the top of the statue, fill in the shoulders, and that is the body complete. So, I'm going to get rid of my arm. We're going to do a little spin around of the statue before we move on to the head. Now, one thing to note is you could go ahead using red stained clay and add a bunch of detail. Now, I've done videos in the past, especially some of the other Vanoss characters, where I've added a ton of detail. I think the Bat Owl one was one of them. And you could go ahead and do something similar with red stained clay. You could blend it into the red wool and make it look super, super fancy. But I think, honestly, looking at his character model, it's not really necessary. He doesn't actually have that much detail on his actual suit. It's mainly just on his head and his mask, because of course he's wearing the monkey mask. But we'll talk about that more in a second. So what we're going to do now is a little spin around of the body. I'm going to list off the statistics and measurements of each part, and you can pause if you need to. Apologies, I did just punch my desk for some reason. But I'm not going to tell you to pause. Again, that's up to you. There is the pause button there, so please do not hesitate to hit it if you need to. Again, I'm going to be going relatively fast, but I guess give you an opportunity to pause if you want. So anyways, with that said, this is the front of the legs. All the black wool part, that is 12 tall, 8 wide. Moving on to the body, and the waistcoat is again 12 tall, 8 wide, and each arm is 12 tall, 4 wide. The arm consists of 2 layers of oak planks, 4 layers of red wool, layer of black wool, and 5 layers of red wool. Coming around to the left side now, we've got the left side of the leg, again 12 by 4. The left side of the arm, 12 by 4. One thing to point out is this stripe of white wool here. You can again use light grey wool if you want to. Heading round to the right side now, we got the right side of the leg, which is 12 by 4. The right side of the arm, again 12 by 4. Round to the rear side, we have the rear side of the legs, 12 by 8, a solid 12 by 8 of black wool. The rear of the body, pretty much a solid of 12 by 8 of light grey wool. And then the back of each arm, 12 by 4, again same colour scheme as the front and sides. At the top we have got the shoulders, which is 16 wide and 4 thick, and will look like this. This middle part in the, the middle with the light grey wool isn't 100% necessary because it's going to be covered up by the head, but again, it's just good to have it all filled in nevertheless. So with that said, hopefully you've got something looking like this. Again, if you haven't, go back in the video, see where things haven't gone quite to plan, and if you're still struggling, let me know, and I'll try and help you as much as I possibly can down in the comments section below. But yeah, as what I said before, we're now going to move on to the head, and the materials you're going to be needing for the head is brown wool, oak planks, oak wood, spruce wood, white wool, and of course black wool. So what we're going to do is come to the front side now, and to start off we're going to go to the left corner. We're then, from this left corner here, going to count 5 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 5th block, which should be this light grey wool, we're going to place 1 brown wool and bring it 2 forwards. We're now going to do the exact same on the right side. So we go over to the right side, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 5th block, we place 1 brown wool and bring it 2 forwards. In between these, we're going to place 6 oak planks on the first layer. And then on the second layer, we're going to place 1 oak plank, 4 oak logs, and 1 oak plank. Now this is where things get somewhat difficult, because you have to place a layer of 4 blocks underneath this gap and place the oak planks upright, because we don't want them sideways like this because they have a weird texture. We want them upright, but to do that you have to place them on top of a block, so it's kind of a bit of a pain, but it looks cool nevertheless. So you'll have an 8x2 overhang. As you can see here, it will look like this. We're in fact going to have another overhang that comes down 1 block, but we'll talk about that in a second. So for the side of the build, what we're going to do is come around to the side of the head, and we're going to expand it backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we do the exact same on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then again link them together by placing 6 blocks in the middle on each one, and that will give you another 8x2 overhang of the rear side, but most importantly it will give you an 8x8 square, as you can see here. Now this is going to be the template for our head. We got the front side, which is of course the face, left side, right side, and rear side, and of course we'll be working on the front side, aka the face first. So what we're going to do is starting off with the part that hangs down. So the reason why he has this is because his face is actually quite long and has a lot of detail which we couldn't actually fit on otherwise. And I know that when I designed this a long time ago with a guy called Tawny Cashew, we spent ages playing around with this, and this is the best we could get it. So the mask itself hasn't actually changed that much from the original design way back 2 years ago. It's just the body that's been updated. So what we're going to do is from this brown wool here, we're going to go down diagonal underneath this oak plank. Right here we're going to place 1 brown wool. Same on this side, underneath the oak plank we're going to place 1 brown wool. Underneath the 4 oak logs we're going to place 4 oak logs, again facing down, and that's the little 3D part which we're going to add. It's as simple as that. So anyways, for the actual main face itself, the second layer, which is the layer on top of the original layer, not including this layer here because that's a 3D effect. The second layer is 1 brown wool, 2 oak planks, 2 oak logs, again facing upright, 2 oak planks, 1 brown wool. The next layer is 1 oak plank, 1 white wool, 1 black wool, 2 oak planks, 1 black wool, 1 white wool, 1 oak plank. The next layer is 1 oak plank, 2 black wool, 1 spruce log, again facing upright, 1 oak plank, 2 black wool, 1 oak plank. The next layer is 1 brown wool, 1 black wool, 1 oak plank, 1 brown wool, 1 spruce log, again facing upright, 1 oak plank, 1 black wool, and 1 brown wool. Again, right now it's 5 tall and 8 wide. The 6th layer is simply 8 brown wool, so we just build a layer of solid 8 brown wool. The next layer is 2 brown wool, 1 spruce log, again upright, 2 brown wool, 1 spruce log, 2 brown wool. And the last but not least row is 1 brown wool, 1 spruce log, 4 brown wool, spruce log, and 1 brown wool. And once you've done that, it will look like this. Now that is an 8x8 square if you ignore this part down here. So let's pretend that's not there for now. It will look like this as an 8x8 square. Now of course once you add that, it's got a little overhang down the bottom, and it just adds a bit of character to it and makes it look a bit more realistic. So of course what you could also do if you want to, because he does have a cigar on his character, is you could get your light grey wool, and on the second layer of the oak planks, or I mean oak logs, you come to the 3rd block in, and you could place 2 light grey, and then you could grab 1 orange wool and smack that at the end and give him his cigar, or you could just leave it as 2 light grey wool. It's up to you. I'm just going to leave it as 2 light grey wool. So what we're going to do now is start working on the sides. So heading around to the left side now, what we're going to do is start building up the general structure, and then we'll add the details in afterwards. So the general structure is, it's simply just an 8x8 of brown wool. So all we're going to do is on top of this row here of brown wool, we're just going to build up 7, and we're going to do this all the way around the statue. So we just follow around the template of the head, building up 7 brown wool, and it will loop all the way back around to the front on the right side. So as you can see here, just building up 7, and that will give you an 8x8 square. As you can see here, this is the left side, an 8x8 square. Coming around to the rear side, we do the exact same, so just building up 7, working our way around to the front side, and ultimately finishing off the statue. So, as you can see here, nearly done with the rear side. So that is an 8x8 square again of brown wool. And coming around to the final side, building up 7, and it will link back round to the side of the face, and we would have done a full circle. So, again, that is the right side complete, again an 8x8 square. But that's not where it finishes, because we're going to be adding some ears as detail. So this detail we're going to be adding, we're going to come around to the left side again, and we are going to come to the bottom left corner. We're going to go up 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to leave 1 block, 2 block, and then on the 3rd block we're going to place 1 oak plank. From here we're going to go up 2, to right 1, up 1, to right 1, and there should be a 2 block gap from the top of the statue. From this lowest point here we're going to go to right 1, down 1, to right 1, and there should be a 1 block gap to the bottom there, and you'll have a shape that looks like this out of oak planks. If you've done it correctly, the gap between this oak plank here and the edge from the front should be 1, 2, 3. What we're then going to do is place 3 brown wool, like so, and in the middle block we're going to place 1 spruce log, upright, like that, and that is his ear. We're going to replicate this now on the other side. What you could go ahead and do if you wanted to is add a brown carpet here and on top of these 2 blocks there, just to like make it all one colour. Again, that's optional, but for now we're going to come around to the right side and make the right ear. So for the right ear, again we go to the bottom right corner, we go up 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 inwards. So essentially we go to the bottom right corner and we go up diagonal twice. From here we're going to go up twice, to left 1, up 1, to left 1. And again there should be a 3 block gap to the front and 2 block gap from the top. From this point here we're going to go to left 1, down 1, to left 1. There should be a 1 block gap from the bottom, and again a 3 block gap from the side, and a 3 block gap from this side. Like we did on the other side, we're going to place 3 brown wool in the 3 center blocks, and then the very, very center block we're going to place 1 spruce log, and from the side it will look like this. So, 2 more sides to go, and we're going to focus on the rear side first, then we'll come back to the front side. So for the rear side, we're going to be just adding like 3D hair particle kind of effects. So we're going to start off in the bottom left corner. We're going to go up 1, and then to the right once, twice, 3 times. So on the third block, we're going to place 1 brown wool. We're then going to leave 1, 2, and on the third block, place another brown wool, and it will look like this. From this second block we just placed, we're going to go up diagonal to right, and up twice. We're then going to go up diagonal to left, and to the side once. From here, we're going to go down diagonal to left, and then we're going to go up diagonal twice, and down diagonal once. And it will currently be looking like this. For the final 2 blocks, we're going to go to the top row, and from the left, we're going to go to the 4th block, and the 6th block, and place 2 brown wool, and that is it for the pattern on the rear of the head. Now, I appreciate it might be a tad difficult to see, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is replace it all with white wool, so you can see it for the benefit of the video, but again, it should be brown wool. So if you want to pause here, it'd be a good time to do so. But again, use brown wool, not white wool. That's just for visuals to make it stand out, and so you guys can actually see it well. So that is the backside of the head complete. The only side remaining is of course the top side, which is this part here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get our spruce planks and our brown wool. That's all you're going to need. That's the only 2 materials you'll need. So the first row here, the first strip, is 8 brown wool. The second strip is again 8, or in fact 7, and then 1 spruce plank or log right here. Next row, we're going to place 6 spruce logs. However, we're going to do it sideways. So whereas on the front of the statue we wanted it upright, we want it sideways, so we have the log texture like so. The row next to this, we're going to place 6 brown wool. The row next to that, 6 logs, 6 brown wool, 6 logs, and then a row of 8 brown wool. So it should currently look like this. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is grab our brown carpet. Again, this is optional, but I think it looks a lot better if you do. And essentially we're going to cover this whole area, but not the spruce logs here. So the 18 spruce logs we got exposed of the side texture we're not going to cover. However, this one here and this one here we are. So we go ahead and just cover it all up using brown wool. Just go around, do an outline, including these 2 blocks back here. Just place a brown carpet on top of each one. And again, we just cover everything apart from these sideways logs on the top. So nearly done here. As you can see, this is what it will look like. Try not to mess up the carpets as much as I am. I think I just punched one out. In fact, I didn't. Okay, so that's what it looks like. As you can see here, there's a slight dip. You can see there's a slight increase in height where we've put the carpets, but it's not a big deal. At least I don't think it is, and it's not too noticeable unless you're really close up. So again, this is what it looks like from the top view. Each of these log pillars is 6 tall, and there's a 2 block gap on the left and 1 on the right. Again, that's just a case of the fact that it's being an even number. We can't center it, but again, it's not too much of an issue because it is, of course, his hairline, so it's a bit crazy and a bit random. But with that said, that is the statue complete. You have now got your very own Lui Calibre. Whoops, I don't want the credits. I want to get rid of my arm, which is probably even weirder, and do a little spin around. So again, the head is 8x8x8. If you want to pause at any point whilst I do a spin around and rant a little bit, or not really rant, talk a little bit, I guess, about the channel and stuff that's coming up, then feel free to do that. But anyways, again, that's the tutorial complete. If you did enjoy it, please do not hesitate to leave a like or a nice comment down below with some suggestions or some improvements, anything. I really do appreciate a good comment or two. And again, thank you very much to Predator for his design. It's a really nice design. Again, it's using some of the features from the old one we did, but it's improved it a lot and made it a lot more modern using his current GTA character model. So again, I'll leave a link in the description to his Twitter, and I believe he's also looking for builders to help him out on his world on Xbox, so if that's something you're interested in, then again, I'll leave his gamer tag in, shoot him a message on Xbox, and I'll see, should I say, he'll see what you guys can do. But apart from that, again, stay tuned on this channel for more of the Vanos characters and more of the tutorials, as well as some Undertale stuff, some Marvel and DC characters. And then on the second channel, of course, we've got FNAF World, Minecraft Story Mode, and IRL videos such as Pop Vinyls. And on the third channel, before my voice gives up because that's such a mouthful, we're going to be doing some plushie tutorials every Tuesday. So again, check it out. But apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, my name has been Gummy, and goodbye.
In the sky, night, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through?